Yoski, another video about sewing, or actually really about designing stuff out of fabric for already existing products and making my own life better. So as you can see here, this is our shoulder strap part. It's still rocking, I'm using it daily. It hasn't destroyed itself yet, it's not broken, so yeah, very good thing, just telling you about that. If you haven't watched the video specifically about design process for this one, there will be a card about it, but we're not talking about this today. What we are talking about, well, let's start with context. So this pouch, as you can see, has two main compartments, the top one and the front one, and all would be great except for the fact that those zippers here, I mean, they are not particularly bad, but they aren't YKK either, neither here nor there. But the problem with those is that they aren't even splash proof. So, we do have technology, we can make splash proof zippers like this one from my previous pouch, which is perfectly fine, except for the zipper. The zipper is completely broken, but otherwise perfectly fine. And as you can see, this one is actually proper YKK. If this could, yeah, YKK, yeah, quality. And as you can see, this one has this rubber foil strap thing. So once it was working, if you close it, there was really very tiny little gap for water to go through. And of course, I mean, this is not submersible. It's not even meant to be like that. Though I believe we have technology to make completely waterproof zippers. It's just that such a zipper of this length would be, more expensive than both of these bags combined and all the stuff that's in those bags. So basically, yeah, we can do it. It's just economically not feasible. But we have the second best thing, which is basically called splash proof, which is good enough in practice. I really liked this pouch. It was like heavy rain, whatever, no problems. But back to this one. So not only are these no splash proof, as you can see the orientation, this one's on the front, so that's not the worst orientation, but this one's on the top, which is the worst orientation. And yeah, this thing is not particularly good in heavy rain, though I don't think it was even meant to. So what I done mostly to the fabric is sprayed it with those spray-on water repellents, which again won't make it submersible, but makes it reasonably waterproof. So the only thing really left are the zippers, and this is the whole point. Like, what can we do about it? So the first thought you may have is like what you have for backpacks, which are basically those cover pouches that you sling on. They have some elastic on the back and you just close them. That's good for backpacks. That's good if you're going for a hike in the mountains for a couple of hours, but obviously it's completely impractical in a daily driver urban pouch. I mean, you're not gonna be carrying something that's half the size of it and then like having to take it off and put stuff on it and etc. Nah, that ain't gonna work. So I was thinking about it for quite some time, and this is again a project that has probably more than a year of history right now. And I was just thinking that I just need to cover this part and maybe part like bit of here, so I don't really need that much. And my initial first thought and prototype is this piece of fabric. Now, given that we want to make something that's fighting with water, the selection of the material was very important. So as it should be plainly visible, this side is like nylon Cordura style, though I don't think it's like a licensed Cordura stuff, it doesn't really matter, it's pretty sturdy. The other side, however, is coated with what I would call some sort of rubbery substance. I'm sorry, I'm not Uncle Avi, I cannot smell plastics and rubbers. But yeah, it is actually completely waterproof, as in the water, this is not splash proof, this is waterproof, at least on this side. So the idea was that if I can have something that I can, like more or less have like that, and then if I'm not using it, which is most of the time, I could maybe perhaps slide it back and keep it out of way. So yeah, I mean, first prototype, as you can see, I didn't even care whatsoever about the edges, so it's already frying, which is not much of a problem. And then for mounting, I mean, I already have all those, you know, attachment points on the bag itself. So idea was, well, let's use some elastic cord, which is why 4 holes in each corner, eyelet rivet, and a washer on the other side, because otherwise it wouldn't have any proper material to grab on. And yeah, that was the first idea. I don't think I have photos for how I've mounted it back when I was testing it, but it was, let's call it, quite an elaborate system with a lot of cord like being tied here in a like ungodly mess of stuff, but it was working. It was, you know, like usable, so it was usually like plug on this side and then here when it was needed. Now, the thing that was obvious was that the mounting was too complex, and then the fact that this rubber side, I mean, if you're just, you know, it's not gonna last long if you're going to be rubbing it back and forth all the time, or like even just like keeping it there, everything is moving here, this is on like on my back, so that wasn't optimal, which is what brings us to today. And as you have probably already gathered, I have the more final prototype, the product that I will be using, just like the shoulder strap, until it destroys itself one way or another. But I think craftsmanship on this one is much better. So basically it's the same pattern, exactly the same pattern, just done twice, and the rubbery thing is inside. So both the sides are just this nylon material. And the major thing is the addition of the structural strap. So this is like a nylon super heavy duty strapping. It's both on the top and the bottom. And the main thing it does is that it adds rigidity like on this side. So if you're pulling it here, it pulls like the whole thing, not just pinches it, and you know, like it moves more like a flap with that. And then I've obviously done my overlock simulator. I do not have an overlock machine, I have a usual normal people's home machine, like sewing machine, but with a special foot you can still do a pretty nice edge finish, which I'm quite proud of. I mean, I think like my machine work on this one is the best so far. And as you can see, the straps themselves, they like with a proper ends, like back sides. And yeah, I mean, this also provides enough material that it's just the eyelet rivets, no washers needed whatsoever. And then there is no cordage here, it's just like tied on one side, and then the other side goes like through this regulating spring thingy, however you call it. I'm sure there's a proper word for that. And then it goes through this attachment point, and I think that's it. Yeah, so basically very simple like D shape of the elastic cord. I wouldn't be again calling it shock cord, it's just elastic cord, just like these are zippers, not anything super specific. And this actually works much better when you're wearing it, which is extremely awesome. But even when it's here on the bench, that's it, that's all you really need. I mean, it covers the top, covers the front, has enough, you know, like actually even covers, because there's a third pocket that nobody cares about, well, I do not, but it also covers that. So this makes this extremely heavy rain proof. And to be honest, I don't think I have tested it in extremely heavy yet, because unfortunately I cannot conjure rain. I'm sorry, I don't have the power yet. But already tested it in a relatively decent amount of rain, and yeah, you can see that on this side it's gonna get darker because water, but the other side, nothing, and everything inside stays dry. And yeah, I'm really liking this. Again, we'll see like in the coming 5 years or more how it fares in practice, but nice construction. I even like the colors in like the red and yellow accents. And in terms of thinking about stuff, so you have this front, you could, you know, if you wanted to, have it on the front and then maybe add some design, or maybe like a velcro fabric here, glue it on, and then have more space for velcro patches. You know, velcro patches, extremely cool. So yeah, that was quite a nice design journey getting to here, and so far I'm quite pleased. It's really simple in terms of, you know, it's really, I mean, you don't even have to do it like this kind of a shape. You could just do a simple rectangle and you should probably do just as fine. I was just, you know, trying to learn, so trying to do fancier stuff than mere rectangles. But yeah, from this to that. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video and that perhaps this inspired you to think about stuff like rain covers. You know, it's, well, unless you live in a place where it never rains, then I guess that's not a concern. But yeah, as usual, if you have any questions, we have the comments sections, which is there for a reason, you should use it. And yeah, please keep the inspiration flowing, put your stuff out on the internet. And thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Okay.